In the heart of Central Africa, in the land known as Ndongo and Matamba, modern-day Angola, a child was born in 1583 who would grow into one of the most cunning, fearless, and brilliant leaders the world had ever seen. Her name was Nzinga Mbande. At her birth, no one could have predicted that she would rise to defy the might of the Portuguese Empire, an empire that believed Africa existed only to be conquered, enslaved, and broken. But Nzinga would prove them wrong. She would bend history itself. Nzinga was no ordinary royal. From a young age, she showed a sharp mind and a fiery spirit. She learned the art of diplomacy, the tactics of war, and the complex politics of survival. While many princesses were sheltered in silk, Nzinga was forged in fire. She watched as the Portuguese arrived on her shores, greedy for land, for ivory, and for slaves. She saw villages burned, her people chained and marched away to foreign ships. And she swore she would never bow. In 1624, her brother, the king, died. The throne of Ndongo was unstable, the kingdom trembling under Portuguese pressure. Many believed the crown would crumble. But Nzinga seized power, declaring herself queen, and with that crown she inherited not just a kingdom, but a war for survival. Not long after, the Portuguese governor demanded an audience. He wanted tribute, land, and slaves. Nzinga agreed to meet. But when she entered the hall, she was met with insult. The Portuguese governor sat proudly on his throne, but for Nzinga there was no chair. They intended to force her to kneel before him, a silent humiliation. But Nzinga would not be broken. Without hesitation, she commanded one of her servants to kneel down. She sat upon his back, regal and unbothered, staring directly into the governor's eyes. She would meet him as an equal, or not at all. The governor was stunned. But the message was clear. Angola bows to no one. From that day forward, the Portuguese would learn to treat Nzinga with fear and respect. But Nzinga's genius was not only in defiance, it was in strategy. She knew when to fight, when to talk, and when to deceive. She converted to Christianity, taking the name Ana de Sousa, not out of faith, but as a weapon, gaining temporary peace. When treaties broke, she turned to the forest. There she waged guerrilla war, striking from the shadows. Her soldiers were swift, her tactics brutal. Portuguese troops, used to open battlefields, found themselves lost and bloodied in Angola's jungles. For nearly 30 years, Nzinga fought like this, one of the longest and most determined resistance campaigns against European colonization. She forged alliances with other African rulers. She welcomed escaped slaves, offering them protection and turning them into allies. To her people, she became a shield. To the Portuguese, she was a phantom, striking when least expected, vanishing into the forest like a storm. She was ruthless when she had to be, but she was also cunning, using diplomacy as often as the blade. She signed peace when it suited her. She broke it when it favored her. And always her goal remained the same: freedom for her people. Nzinga ruled until her death in 1663 at the age of 80, a near miracle in a world of constant war. She never surrendered, never gave in, never allowed Angola to fall entirely under foreign chains. Even her enemies, the Portuguese, were forced to admit they had never faced an opponent like her. Today, Queen Nzinga stands as one of Africa's greatest leaders, a woman who fought an empire with wit, courage, and relentless determination. She was more than a queen. She was resistance itself. And though centuries have passed, her name still carries the weight of defiance. Queen Nzinga of Angola, the woman who defied colonizers. If you were inspired by Queen Nzinga's story, you'll want to see the tale of the lost city of Benin, a kingdom so advanced, Europe tried to erase it from history. Click here to uncover the secret.